What up, guys? Mad Scientist 7890 here. It's going to be an in the lab video here with this. Since it's towards the end of the year, 2012, this is probably going to be my last in the lab video for 2011. With this one, there's quite a few things I want to cover. I got 6 topics I want to talk about. Before I get into any of that, to let you guys know, like I said, this is probably my last in the lab video I do this year. I got 2 more videos also I'm going to do before the end of this year. My December hip hop copper drop video, which I'm going to make a monthly deal out of. Each month I'm going to do that, and then my 2011 end of the year awards for wrestling. So those are going to be the end of the things I did. I've already done my top 30 hip hop albums of the year. If you guys want to check that out, it's on my channel. It's featured on my channel, so please check that out if you're a hip hop fan. Now with this video here, with the 6 topics, there's so many big things going on right now and different things. One of the biggest things I want to talk about is Randy Orton. Randy Orton got injured and going to be out 6 months or so. Going to miss Rumble, going to miss WrestleMania possibly. It's interesting that he gets injured right now because the shoe-in in a lot of people's minds to win the Royal Rumble was Randy Orton. I kind of thought that was a bad choice to win, even though it is in St. Louis. He's already won once. I don't really see a reason for him to win. I think the idea was maybe for him to win and go on and face Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. I think it would have made more sense for that to be flipped, Daniel Bryan to win the Money in the Bank, or not Money in the Bank, I'm sorry, Royal Rumble, and then go on and face Randy Orton. But he already has a title, so their plans are all over the place. I noticed that one of the big things going on right now at WWE is they're having a lot of problems getting stuff organized. They changing storylines at the last minute and flipping stuff around and really kind of causing a lot of chaos. And from what I've heard, just a lot of stuff is just storyline wise is just all over the place. They're really trying to put stuff together. But the big thing with this first topic was, like I said, Randy Orton getting injured. But more than anything, injuries altogether. This is going to be connected. These 2 topics are going to be connected. The next one I'm going to add on to this. It's basically a lot of injuries. Randy Orton, Del Rio's going to be out for a little while, but he's not going to be gone that long. Mark Henry's got a bum ankle. Mysterio's out. Sin Cara's out. And it's interesting. It goes into the next topic, and that is, young guys stepping up, mid-carder guys stepping up. I think this is a good thing to happen, but I would never wish injury upon anybody. But for a guy like Randy Orton to get injured and a guy like John Cena to be not in the main event, it's opening an opportunity for a lot of guys to get into that main event scene, to get that push, and it's definitely left Wade Barrett out in the cold. He had this whole feud that he was building with Randy Orton, and now it's nothing. I guess Sheamus took his spot at these house shows that that they're supposed to be wrestling against each other. But like I said, that now it seems more, for me at least, at the Royal Rumble, because I'm going to be there, up in the air on who's going to win. There's a lot of talk of different people winning, but it's definitely not going to be Randy Orton. If that was the plan, they totally got to change their plans. But like I said, stepping up, mid-carder guys stepping up, Cody, Ziggler, some of those guys. And once they step up, they get into that next level. It opens spots for mid-carder guys, which also is, guys like a guy like Dean Ambrose and a guy like Seth Rollins, who is wrestling dark matches and getting ready to be put on TV, which I can't wait for in 2012. It's going to open spots for that. So you're looking at a pretty interesting 2012 coming up here. The injury of Randy Orton with Del Rio and a lot of different stuff that they're doing, possible Jericho return. So there's a lot of interesting stuff going on right there with WWE, but main thing is the injuries and young guys stepping up. Next thing I want to talk about, I usually don't talk about this that much, but I find this interesting, and I always watch all of this guy's fights because obviously he was a wrestler, and that's Brock Lesnar. And I liked Brock Lesnar when he was a wrestler, and that's Brock Lesnar versus Alistar Overeem. I think me and MVP Shear are going to go to Buffalo Wild Wings tomorrow night and watch it. It's usually really exciting, the UFC fights. I don't really go see all of them or anything. I may go to Buffalo Wild Wings, get a bite to eat, and watch them. But I don't ever buy any of them. But I always like seeing Lesnar fight. Like I said, I'm a Lesnar fan. I like to see him win here, obviously. But this has a lot of buzz going about it. A lot of talk about this, Overeem guy, and definitely this fight here, closing out the 2011 year for UFC being around the New Year's Eve, setting, they obviously expect us to do enormous buys. And I'm expecting it to be absolutely wild tomorrow at this show, at Buffalo Wild Wings while we're watching the show. But yeah, I just want to talk about that. I'm not really quite sure who's going to win this. I'm expecting this to be a good fight because I've looked up some of Overeem's fights, and I've looked up this guy's a shipwreck house. But I definitely want to see Lesnar win here. Like I said, I was a Lesnar fan, so let me know what you guys think about Lesnar and Overeem. I'm not too big on the the UFC MMA stuff, but I definitely want to check this out and go see this. So let me know what you guys think about that. Next, the third thing, is there's really no buzz right now at all for TNA, period. I was going through the list of topics of things I wanted to talk about, and TNA kind of just, I was trying to find the topic of something I wanted to talk about with TNA to end out the year. I know I did in the last video just all about TNA, kind of summing up their year and basically saying I thought this was their worst year they've ever had, with possibly their worst pay-per-view ever, with possibly their worst main event ever. But there's really just no buzz from 2011 going to 2012 for TNA at all. I mean, WWE's taking all the buzz with everything they're doing. Ring of Honor just had a final battle. They had a bunch of buzz going for them. Wrestle Kingdom's coming here. I mean, I really couldn't tell you like one match for Genesis. It's Thursday night. It's 9 o'clock on a Thursday night. Is it? Yeah, not 8:55 on a Thursday night here in St. Louis. And I'm not watching Impact because there's no buzz. I just don't care, what's going on right now, honestly. The only thing that was really keeping me watching was Storm and Rude. I may go back and try to find some of the stuff, from Impact tonight, but there's literally nothing going on. There's nothing I really care about. The X Division's dead, except for Aries. The main event scene is kind of weird. It just, like I said, I like Rude and Storm, and I want to see them feud. And that may draw me back into the product, but, unless I have to watch Impact, I probably won't watch it that much. Going to 2012 until I read or hear something about something they're doing good, because they have no buzz. They have nothing big going on. They have nothing that I really care about at all. Like no big storylines, no setups, no nothing. I mean, I could be coming on here and being people are gonna leave comments and be like, oh, what do you expect? It's TNA. They're not doing anything. Well, I mean, I expect a little something from TNA. I still watch their product, but as of right now, at the end of the year, they have nothing going on at all going into Genesis. I'm not looking forward to Genesis at all. But that's my thoughts on TNA literally having no buzz, period, about anything. The next topic I want to talk about here is kind of goes back to the first topic I talked about, and that is some people are giving up on CM Punk right now. Reading that, I read that his reign as champion is like the lowest rated, like ratings and shit for WWE and Raw and stuff in a long time for a champion. Not getting good ratings, man, but he sells great products. Like, he sells a lot of product, and he the crowd loves him, and he's definitely, I think, a good champion. He definitely can put on quality matches as a main eventer, and he can talk. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just, are people giving up on CM Punk, already? I mean, he never really had his run in the summer. I mean, he had the title for a little while, and then he just lost it. He had it for a couple months, and he never really had that good 7-8 month run that he should have had. He should have held the title all the way through to WrestleMania from the summer. That definitely would have made complete sense to me, but they didn't do that. But yeah, people are giving up on CM Punk already. I can tell. There's literally no. I mean, people are shooing in Dolph Ziggler on Raw. I mean, I would love to see Dolph Ziggler win the title on Raw and go into 2012 as the champion. And really, I think that would be a really interesting thing to see because 2012 they got to really get some stuff going. But I don't know. A lot of people are saying that they think Dolph Ziggler is going to win the title next week on Raw, and I mean I think that's a possibility. I think it's definitely something I want to see. But I mean, is WWE giving up on CM Punk already? They're not going to let him have a run. Are fans giving up on him already? Has he been a complete failure to? I don't think CM Punk was a failure in 2012 or 2011, and I don't think he's going to be a failure going into 2012. What he's done is great and captivated me and makes me want to watch more. But I just, like I said, a lot of people are giving up on him in his title reign, saying it was an abortion. It was it was dead before it even started. So I mean, it just, I don't know. I don't really know what to say, but it's a possibility that Ziggler's going to win the title here on Raw. I wouldn't be against it. I'd love Ziggler. I think that'd be great, but I don't know. I just don't want him to give up on CM Punk already, because he definitely caused the pretty much only buzz WWE had almost all year, except for Rock returning. So I mean, big buzz at least. So I definitely. What do you guys think about that? Giving up on CM Punk? You guys giving up on him? I mean, I'm not. I still think he's great. And Ziggler. Ziggler's time. Is this Ziggler's time to be champion? That's definitely those topics put together. Okay, my fifth topic here is going to be, Daniel Bryan in general. He's champion now. The biggest thing I want to talk about with Daniel Bryan here is, I felt like his cash in to win the title was the weakest cash in for Money in the Bank ever. I think it was a poor spot for him to cash in. I think they should have cashed in the pay-per-view before. I think they should have cashed in maybe Vengeance. I know they wanted to have Henry have a longer reign, or I don't think they should have cashed in at all on Daniel Bryan yet, because the spotting for this was just the last 3 pay-per-views in a row. The fans were like, Daniel Bryan, and they wanted him to come out, and if he came out on SmackDown and he cashed in, and then it was they took the title away from him, so everyone was like, okay, he's not going to wait till WrestleMania, he's going to do it here soon, and then the next pay-per-view he does it. So it wasn't, to me, it really wasn't like, I didn't mark out for him winning the title. I marked out harder for him winning the Money in the Bank, because I did not expect that at all. Then I figured once he won the Money in the Bank, he was going to win the title sometime this year. I didn't know when. I don't know if he was going to win it at Mania. I didn't know, but the spotting for him winning was extremely weak at the end of that match. And then Mark Henry beat him up, and the crowd chanted Daniel Bryan. I knew he was coming out. I knew that he was coming out. I didn't mark out at all. He won the title. It was a great moment, but it didn't surprise me in the least. I wasn't surprised at all. It was weak, in my opinion, and it really made Daniel Bryan look really weak. And the big thing about Daniel Bryan is I may do a video about this, because I'm pretty passionate about this topic, and that's basically Daniel Bryan's the World Heavyweight Champion, but still not getting over. He's not getting over in WWE. He's still Daniel Bryan, that guy who weaseled his way. I mean, at least when The Miz was champion, he cheated his way to get wins. Daniel Bryan's a face. I know they're talking about turning him heel or Big Show heel. I don't know, but they need to legitimize him as the World Heavyweight Champion, because his build-up to win the Money in the Bank, or not the Money in the Bank, the World Heavyweight title was weak, and then the cash-in was weak. It was almost like he wasn't even the champion. He was just holding it. He's had it in his hand, and he was just holding it for somebody else. It's real weak. I hope he can have some matches and solidify himself as that main eventer and get some clean wins. I know the night after he had a clean win against Del Rio in the main event for that 3-way or 3-on-3, but man, it was real weak, and it made Daniel Bryan look really weak. And I don't know. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about that. And finally, my last thing I want to talk about here, guys, is my pay-per-view ratings for the whole year. I'm not going to put this on my award end of the year awards. I kind of want to throw this on here at the end of this video here and just throw you my ratings out of 10. I did halves also. I didn't do 3/4, but I did halves out of 10 for the pay-per-views, and there was 28 pay-per-views this year between WWE, TNA, and Ring of Honor. I didn't do Chikara's or CZW or any of those other companies. I just did flat out WWE, TNA, and Ring of Honor. So there's 28. Let me pop up here. So 2011, I'm going to go from the worst to the best pay-per-views in my opinion. So here we go. Worst pay-per-view of the year, TNA's Turning Point, 2.5 out of 10. That may be like the lowest rating I've ever given to a pay-per-view ever. It was so poorly booked. It was just bad. It was horrible. But that's just my opinion. Next pay-per-view, TNA Against All Odds, 4 out of 10. Next one, TNA No Surrender, 4 out of 10. TNA Victory Road, 5.5 out of 10. I believe Victory Road, I think this is the one where they had the worst main event. The problem was the show up until the main event wasn't bad. And the fact that the main event was so bad, but it caused so much controversy, and when we were watching it live, we were like, oh my God, Jeff Hardy is high right now. it really left me with like a sour taste in my mouth, but at the same time, holy shit, what just happened? You know, like the finger poke of doom type thing. So I still felt like the rating was not, you know, I guess okay, but the main event was terrible. But I thought it was a big moment in wrestling, and witnessing it live was something special actually. Let's see, the worst WWE pay-per-view of this time. Sorry guys, this entire year, WWE's Over the Limit, 5.5 out of 10. Yeah, this was just a rough show. Next is TNA's Hardcore Justice, 6 out of 10. WWE's Capital Punishment, 6 out of 10. TNA Genesis, 6.5 out of 10. WWE Night of Champions, 6.5 out of 10. WWE Hell in a Cell, 6.5 out of 10. WWE Vengeance, 6.5 out of 10. WWE Survivor Series, 6.5 out of 10. A lot of people don't think that should be that low, but I didn't really think the quality of it was that great, but I thought it was an okay show. WWE TLC, 7 out of 10. WWE Elimination Chamber, 7.5 out of 10. Some people think that should have been better as well, but that's what I got it at right now. Next, TNA's Lockdown, 7.5 out of 10. TNA Slammiversary, 7.5 out of 10. TNA Bound for Glory, 7.5 out of 10. WrestleMania 27, 7.5 out of 10. And we get into the better shows of the year. WWE's Royal Rumble, 8 out of 10. Really good show. I really enjoyed it. I think one of the biggest mark-out moments for the entire year for me was months prior. I want to say 2 or 3 months prior. I stood by my word too, and I kind of made it into a joke that Alberto Del Rio was going to win the Rumble, and I just kept saying it, and I did a vignette with kind of the IWR show or Alberto Del Ryan, where I pulled up in my crappy Cutlass, and if you guys haven't seen that, it's really funny. But we kind of, I kind of played off like I was Alberto Del Rio on the IWR show, and I kept saying I'm going to win the Royal Rumble, and you guys will see. And it happened. It was a great mark-out moment for me. Next, we got first Ring of Honor show, which all the Ring of Honor shows this year, pay-per-views at least, I really liked. I really enjoyed all of them for the most part. Their pay-per-views were their best shows of the year to me. But yeah, Ring of Honor's 9th anniversary show is there live. A lot of fun, great atmosphere. 8.5 out of 10. Ring of ROH takes center stage, night 2, 8.5 out of 10. ROH Final Battle, 8.5 out of 10. I like the show a lot more than a lot of people, did. I really like the booking of this show. The match quality was good, solid. The main event was a bit overkill, but still, like I said, beforehand, I really like the booking of this show and everything that happened with Steen, and I like the Briscoes, world's greatest or wrestling's greatest tag team stuff. I actually really enjoyed that. Next, we got the best TNA pay-per-view of the year, TNA's Destination X, 8.5 out of 10. I like this show. I think it could have been a little bit better. I even think this could have been a lot better in some standards. But yeah, that's definitely the best TNA pay-per-view of the year. Next, got WWE's Money in the Bank, 8.5 out of 10. A lot of people like this a little bit more than I did. I know J-Man and B Daddy J went, and some people that I know went, and they really loved it and thought it was great. I thought one of the Money in the Bank matches was not that good. The other one I thought was great. The first one I thought was great. The main event was actually great. The Christian Norton match was pretty solid, but I don't know. I felt like that one Money in the Bank kind of dragged, in my opinion, but that's just me. And then there's a little bit of controversy here. I actually have them the same rating, but I have this one above it. WWE SummerSlam, from this year, I gave it 8.5 out of 10. I really, really like this year's SummerSlam. Everything that they did this year with SummerSlam, I really liked. The 2 main events, I like the storyline build-up. I really liked it. I really liked SummerSlam. I liked it more than Money in the Bank. Some people wouldn't agree with that, but is what it is. Next, got ROH's Best in the World 2011. Great moment with Davey winning here at the end. Loved it. So it definitely deserves number 2. And then the best pay-per-view of the entire year, in my opinion, ROH takes center stage, night 1. Got a 9 out of 10 from me. So, so those are my pay-per-view ratings. Let me know what you guys think. Give me some ratings on you don't got to do 28, but give me your top 5 shows or something like that. I'll probably do, like I said, I'm going to do my end of the year awards and throw those out there and get quite a bit on that. I think I'm going to do an audio recorded one for that. So once I can get that down and get that recorded, I'm going to put some pictures in on it and send that out for you guys. So yeah, look for that, and look for the December Cobra drop. So like I said, Mad Scientist, last in the lab video of the year going into 2012. Hopefully 2012 is a good year for wrestling. I'm hoping so. Let's all hope and pray it is, and hope we don't die in 2012 like they say we're supposed to. So, I'm out here, guys. Peace.